You know the type of neighbor I'm talking about. The kind who stands in his yard with his hands on his hips, staring just a little too long. The kind who treats neighborhood sidewalks like personal territory. The kind whose entire personality seems to be fueled by irritation, judgment, and an unshakable belief that everything should be done his way. That was my neighbor. Let's call him Frank, because of course his name was Frank. Frank was old, not frail old, not sweet grandpa old. He was weaponized retirement old. The kind of man who woke up angry, stayed angry, and went to bed angry, usually after complaining to at least 3 unsuspecting victims who happened to cross his path. Mailman? Victim. Dog walker? Victim. Random neighbor walking slightly too close to his driveway? Victim. And me? Oh, I was his favorite, because I committed an unforgivable sin. I didn't rake my leaves, not because I was lazy, not because I didn't care, but because I did. I'd actually done the research. Fallen leaves support pollinators, protect soil, and help the local ecosystem survive. My yard wasn't neglected. It was intentional, natural, peaceful. And most importantly, my leaves never touched his yard. We were separated by a chain link fence, a solid, visible boundary. The wind couldn't even carry a leaf into his space if it tried. But Frank didn't care about facts. Frank cared about control. Every chance he got, he complained. Loudly, publicly, theatrically. I'd walk outside and hear him muttering to other neighbors. I'd open my door and catch him glaring through his window. Even the mailman, a neutral party, shook his head one day and said, "Wow, that guy does not like you." At first, I tried to ignore it, but there's something uniquely unsettling about knowing someone is watching you, judging you, resenting you, over something that affects them in no way whatsoever. Still, I stayed in my lane, until Frank crossed into mine. I came home one evening and immediately felt it. That wrongness. The yard looked off. The leaves that normally rested naturally across my lawn, the ones visible from Frank's precious living room window, were gone. Instead, they'd been raked into a neat, deliberate pile, tucked around the corner of my house. Out of sight. My stomach tightened. This wasn't weather. This wasn't coincidence. This was intent. A neighbor down the street confirmed it quietly. "I saw him," she said. "He was in your yard, raking." I felt heat rise up my neck. My jaw clenched. My hands curled into fists without me even realizing it. He didn't ask. He didn't knock. He didn't leave a note. He just decided my property, my choices, were his to correct. That's when something shifted inside me. I could have confronted him, could have yelled, could have escalated, but Frank thrived on conflict. No, this deserved something better, something quieter, something petty. I waited. Let the sun go down. Let the neighborhood settle. Let Frank finish his nightly routine and disappear behind his curtains. Then I slipped outside. The night air was cool, still. The kind of silence that makes every movement feel louder than it is. I grabbed the rake, and one by one, I returned every leaf. Not dumped, not scattered, placed. Exactly where they'd been before, across my lawn, in plain view. By the time I finished, my arms ached and my face hurt from smiling. I went inside, slept like a baby, and waited. Morning came. 6:12 a.m. Right on schedule, Frank stepped outside for his morning cigarette. I watched through my window as he lit it, took one drag, then froze. He stared at my yard, blinking, processing. The cigarette lowered from his mouth. His face twisted, confusion giving way to rage. And then, the cussing started. Not muttering, not grumbling. Full volume, bitter, defeated swearing directed at the universe. I didn't hear every word, but I didn't need to. His body language said it all. Hands thrown up, head shaking, angry pacing. For the first time since I'd moved in, Frank wasn't in control. And me? I sipped my coffee. It wasn't loud, it wasn't destructive, it wasn't cruel, but it was perfect.